YouTube. What up, YouTube? I'm back. Your boy's back. Time to rock. Let's get tuned up. Good stuff going on today. Got a good interview coming up later tonight. I'm not sure when they're going to air it, but doing the Jamie Josta podcast, which is going to be great. Jamie's an old friend of mine. Big fan of Hate Breed, obviously. And it's gonna be good. I love his podcast. He's got a great podcast. So I'm looking forward to doing this Jamie Josta podcast. It's gonna be a good one. Love Hate Breed too, man. You know, Jamie's got a lot of great stories too. I know. So this is gonna be a good one. Oh yeah. So what's good? What's everyone up to today, huh? Anything interesting going on in the world? See a couple of you guys from Russia. What up, Duff? How are you? What up, Mark? Thank you guys. I appreciate it. What up, Johnny? Thank you guys for all the support. A lot of good stuff going on. I'm heading into the studio later tonight after my interview and laying down some solos on that new El Nino record I've been talking about. Excited for that. That's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great to hear El Nino with some shredding solos. So I'm excited. I like change. I like things moving forward, and that's what we're doing, and I'm excited. So I know you guys are too. Again, the response for the news that I'm doing a reunion with El Nino has been huge. Um, Social media pages have been blowing up about this stuff. So I guess I made a good decision, huh? Looks like you guys all are very happy with the news. So that's good. I ain't gonna let you down, like I've never have. So let's do it. Gotta get this guitar in for a setup. I don't think I've ever had this thing set up. Right on, Duff. I'm glad to hear it, dude. I love instrumental music. You know, I think more people should appreciate instrumental. You know, I don't know why there's a group of people out there that are always like, I need vocals. I need vocals. I don't know. I'm the opposite, man. There's a whole bunch of bands out there that I don't like the vocals for, and I would love to hear some instrumental versions of their music. But you know, that's just me. To me, music speaks louder than anything. You know. Do I like fucking Sabbath? Of course, I love Black Sabbath, man. Who doesn't? They're the Godfathers, you know. I love Sabbath, but as much as I love Sabbath, um, don't forget the other great bands from that era. Deep Purple. I love Deep Purple. Obviously Zeppelin. I love Cream. You got to check out Cream. You know, if you're into Sabbath, listen to Cream, because Cream was doing it even maybe a couple years before Sabbath was, and I just love Eric Clapton's playing during Cream. You know, he was very tasteful in his solos, obviously, and Cream was definitely the band I think that really led music into heavy metal with what they were doing as a trio. And then obviously Jimi Hendrix, man. You know, I mean, you got to listen to Hendrix. To me, he was the true innovator to all this heavy metal rock stuff, man. You know, with creating distortion. One of the first guys to use the fuzz face pedal, wah wah pedal. I'm still so inspired by Jimi Hendrix, man. He's really my go-to guy. Um, I just love what that dude always did, man. Always was a huge Jimi Hendrix fan. You know what? On that note, maybe let's do some Hendrix right now. How about that? I mean, the way I do it, which is kind of, I mix it up a bit. Yeah, Robin Trower. I mean, there were so many. You know, it's funny. I have a neighbor back home who has an incredible vinyl collection, and we just hang out and make a campfire and crank vinyl all night long on the weekends. And I love John Petrucci, man. He's one of my favorites. Um, and he's turned me on to so many bands from the 60s and 70s that I never even heard of, man, that were doing heavy rock, you know? I mean, it's kind of like for my generation and younger, um, you know, it's always about Black Sabbath, which, listen, Black Sabbath were definitely the innovators, obviously. I mean, they're my favorite. They're my top three favorite bands of all time. But it blows my mind away all these other bands from the 60s and 70s that, like, I didn't even hear of, man, that were really rocking, man. I had no clue. I've been listening to some old Jethro Tull. I didn't realize how cool that stuff was. Um, The early Deep Purple records were awesome. Some of the old Steppenwolf records, man. I mean, just great music from that era, man. And you gotta check it out. I mean, obviously that's old stuff, but everybody's gotta go back and listen to the roots of all this music, man, and where it started, and you'd be surprised how many bands were doing super heavy stuff back in those days. You know, like check out. I love telling people to always check out that Deep Purple record, In Rock. Um, Man, there's like Pantera riffs on that record, man, that Richie Blackmore was doing. I always loved Deep Purple, but I was not that familiar with like their real earlier records, like specifically In Rock. And man, that record blows my mind away how heavy that stuff was. You know, old Queen. I never realized how heavy some of the old Queen stuff was. You know, I kind of only knew the stuff, the more poppy stuff from Queen, but man, they had some heavy stuff on their early records. You know. So, yeah, man, a lot of good music out there. A lot of good music. All right, well, I was talking about some Jimi Hendrix. So let's do some Hendrix today. My version. I don't know. I kind of mix it up a little bit. You know, I love the way Zakk Wylde plays Hendrix songs. You know, I've always been a huge Zakk Wylde fan. And I'm sure you can hear the Zakk Wylde influence in my playing. I've always been a huge Zakk fan, man. Even when Zakk first joined Ozzy, man, you know, I remember as a kid for that show No Rest for the Wicked record. I think there were some people maybe that were like, you know, at first maybe didn't dig it at first, but I mean, I always loved that record. It's one of my favorite Ozzy records. I always loved Zakk. He was always one of my favorite players growing up as a kid, and was a huge influence on me, man. His pentatonic work is just some of the best, man. And there'd be no way that you're not going to hear a Zakk Wylde influence on my guitar playing, man. I'm a huge Zakk Wylde fan, huge fan. So salute to Zakk, Black Label Society, Ozzy era with Zakk, you know. And I love the Jakey era, the Randy Rhoads. I love it all, man, you know. But Zakk was always my go-to guy growing up as a kid. I don't know, Duff. I don't know how true that is. I figured it was a Les Paul. I mean, that's Zack's tone. That's his sound, you know. I don't know. But he definitely influenced me to get into EMG pickups a very long time ago. So, play something from Pandemonium. That's a great record, man. You know, that record, I think the production on it didn't do the record justice for whatever reason. I don't remember who mixed it or what happened, but I don't feel it was mixed properly. But that record really, it was a great record, man. It had some great stuff on it that I did. I don't know why it came out the way it did. I know the fans were not very happy with the production. Maybe it could be remixed one day, but musically, I thought it was a great record, man. I had a lot of great riffs and solos on that record that I personally really liked. But I do agree with the fans that the production just wasn't up to par to the other Cavalier Conspiracy records. But listen, I have nothing to do with that. Unfortunately, it's crazy as it sounds, but never in Soulfly or Cavalier Conspiracy was I ever allowed to be part of the mix, be part of the production of the mix down, the sound of the record. I was always not allowed to be part of it. Even with Cavalier Conspiracy, where I was kind of a member of the band, I never had any access to be able to mix the record. It's a crime in my opinion, you know. I mean, I want to know my favorite guitar players would be able to be part of the mix down, but I never had anything to do with it. And if I was there for Pandemonium, I promise you it would have came out a lot better. Because when I'm part of records, my own solo records, anything, I like to A-B it to my favorite records. I like to be part of the mix down. But I never was invited into the studio for the Pandemonium mix or any of the Cavalier Conspiracy, any of the Soulfly. I never was invited for the mix down or the final, you know, the final process of making the record. So it is what it is, people. I'm sure it shocks a lot of you, but it is what it is. All right, man. Hold on here, man. I'm having problems with my backing track here. All right, here we go. This is a cool little jam I found online. It's not Hendrix, but it's influenced by Hendrix, which is pretty cool. was a good workout for my hands, bro. No doubt, JT. That's a good one, man. You know, thank you, bro. You know, especially when you're doing like bluesy, bendy stuff. I mean, it can really be a workout on your hands. And you know, everybody's all about shredding and stuff, but I'll tell you, man, some of the hardest shit to play is just being able to bend and put vibrato on something for a very long time. You know, what's your favorite drummer? I have a lot of favorite drummers, but probably the drummer I played with in my solo project, Anthony DeVizio, excellent drummer. He played on Legionnaire. He played on my record Rotation. A lot of great drummers out there, man. Obviously, you know. So, but yeah, I mean, if you listen to some of those old Jimi Hendrix records, man, I mean, he was bending like crazy, and he had like gauge 12. You know, back in those days, they didn't make light strings. It was more thick strings. I think he used gauge 12. And he was bending notes like crazy, you know, and playing pretty fast, you know, doing a lot of fast bend work. What's up, Dream Strolls? Yes, I remember stuff that I played in El Nino. I don't know if you heard, I'm doing a reunion with El Nino, so obviously I'm relearning, remembering all those old songs. So yes, I remember all those El Nino songs. I don't forget songs ever. I can basically recall every song I ever played, every record, and if not, I can relearn it very, very quickly. I have a good memory when it comes to music, you know. So, but yeah, it's good to just jam on bluesy stuff, man. I think a lot of the new school shredder kids, man, they're not doing that. I mean, they play technically and incredible, but sometimes just put on a simple blues jam and just let it rip, man. It's simple in theory, but it's difficult, you know, to just vibe with it and feel it. I mean, listen, not that I was doing straight up blues. I wasn't. I mean, it was more shred, pentatonic shreds in the style of Zakk Wylde, obviously, who again is one of my favorite guitar players of all time. Style of doing the blues, man. I love when Yngwie gets into like a bluesy solo, a bluesy lick. He's dude. I love Yngwie. He's one of my favorites. Do I use sweeps? Hell yeah, man. All the time. It's not really my forte, sweeps. I use them sparingly. I use them when I feel the song needs it, but I'm not really the type of guy that just sits here and sweeps all day long. I would like to get better at sweeps. It's just there's so many other things to practice and work on, so I mix it up. Of course, JT, Michael Badio is one of my favorites too, man. I mean, I grew up listening to Badio. He is still, you know, one of the top shredders, man. He obviously is insanely talented, and I enjoy his music and his playing a lot, man. I think he writes great songs too. I really like his records. You know, I've always been a fan of Badio, man. He's always been up there with, you know, some of my favorite shredders, man. Difficult guitar technique for me right now. Like I've been talking a lot. I'm going through I've always been a huge fan of Eric Johnson, but right now, man, I'm just like floored by his whole technique of doing pentatonics and fives. I can't figure out how he picks it. Maybe one of you guys can give me some advice, but I'm struggling. Very difficult for me, especially especially going up, you know. I don't know how he picks it going up. I know how he's doing it going down, and that's difficult. I don't do it clean, but he picks it going up too. I don't know how he's doing it. Joe Bonamassa does it. Maybe one of you guys could give me some pointers that if any of you guys know how to do it, because I'm just struggling with it, man. To me, it's like the hardest thing I've ever attempted to do on the guitar is that. I don't know how he does it. A lot of times I just do legato. I pick like every other note, but Eric Johnson and Bonamassa, they're doing every note. I don't know how they're doing it, but it's driving me freaking crazy. Will I do an acoustic album one day? Well, all my records have acoustic stuff, bro. A lot of them have a lot of acoustic. You know, Legionnaire is half acoustic, half electric. Will I do an all acoustic record? I don't know, maybe one day. But I'm more into mixing it with metal. I like the contrast of acoustic to electric and vice versa, you know. Honestly, I've been doing more metal lately just because it just seems to be what a lot of the fans are really into. And it makes it exciting live when I go out and play metal and electric, you know, the vibe. You know, anytime I book shows acoustic, thank you, Dream Castrals. Anytime I've booked shows where I go all acoustic, it's not a good turnout, you know. So I guess I'm going with what draws people, and it just seems like more fans are more interested in seeing me do the heavy stuff. So I got to go with that, you know. But I love the acoustic, you know. It's just, it is what it is, man, you know. So, but as far as like flamenco, like, listen, man, I'm not a flamenco guitar player. I've always said that in interviews. I dabble in flamenco. I'm influenced by flamenco. I love flamenco guitar, but I don't consider myself a flamenco guitarist. Traditional flamenco guitar players would get very, very insulted if they heard you say that I'm a flamenco guitar player. I'm not. I'm a metalhead. Who dabbles a little bit in flamenco. I like to incorporate it in my songs in a metal context. Same thing with like jazz and fusion. I'm not a jazz fusion player. I'm a metalhead who likes to just dabble in this stuff and try to mix it with metal, you know, for my own pleasure. I love Paco de Lucia too, man, you know, but obviously I'm nowhere near that guy. He's a legend, you know. He was a genius, you know. I'm just a dumb metalhead, dude. But I love all styles of music, and I do study. I spent a long time trying to learn how to play flamenco, and it's very, very difficult, man. That takes a lifetime. I always say when you talk about flamenco, go check out my very good friend Ben Woods with his project Flametal. I've done some guest solos on his records. We've done some collaborations, videos. We are talking about making a full record together. He's a traditional flamenco player who also is a metalhead, but he has dedicated his entire life to learning flamenco, and he does it authentically. He's an incredible player, and he does these great versions of heavy metal songs on flamenco guitar with all the proper flamenco techniques, you know, the rasgueado, the picado, all that stuff. And he's incredible, man. So, you know, if you're gonna talk flamenco, he's the guy. I just dabble in it, you know. Nowadays I don't even practice the techniques anymore, man. I'm more interested in practicing my picking for heavy metal and then applying it to acoustic guitar and try to just mimic the flamenco. I feel it's, for me, it's good enough, you know. Like I like to just dabble in different styles and incorporate on my records, but I'm not a traditional flamenco player, obviously, you know. Traditional players would laugh at that, and I know that, so. So, yeah, that's that. Any more questions, guys? I'm going to keep jamming here. Like I said, I got a big interview tonight with my good friend Jamie Josta for his podcast. I'm sure it's going to get quite interesting since I've known Jamie for a long time. He's known me for a long time. And I'm sure we both got a lot of fun stories to tell. So I'm looking forward to it. Let's do another jam in the vein of Hendrix. Or whatever. What do you say? What time is it? I'm trying to do more of these live feeds, guys, but man, it's time consuming. doing the best I can to come on here. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. You have a great day too. D flat minor. That's a weird key. He plays in D flat minor. Very strange. Alright, let's try this. See what this jam's all about. What do you say? A lot of these jams I just find on YouTube, man. And it's just improv, guys. That's all it is. I love to improvise. I always say that's my favorite part of being a guitar player is just letting it rip and doing improv. It's important to me. Woo! That's that same Hendrix jam. Let's find something different. So what else is going on, everybody? See, there's a lot of people from Russia on here, man. I appreciate that. I always had a great time playing in Russia. I remember one of my favorite tours I ever did was in 2014, Soulfly and Korn. And Korn took us out, private jet, beautiful hotels in Russia. We had a great time. It was one of the best tours I ever did, best I ever was treated on tour. The Korn guys really went out of their way to make sure that we were treated very well with incredible catering. The clubs we played were amazing. They were huge, like theater stadiums. We stayed at beautiful hotels. It was incredible. So yeah, I think that was the last time I was in. I was in Russia a couple more times. I hope to come back, man. Maybe with El Nino, or I'll be back with my solo project, or Revenge Beast, or maybe even Hail the Horns. You know, a lot of good stuff going on, guys. So you stick with me. You're gonna get your money's worth. I promise. the Mississippi, bro. New Jersey, right outside New York City, my friend. I'm using a Fender Twin, or it's a Fender. It's a Fender. I always forget. Princeton DSP. I don't know. A friend of mine gave it to me, and I dig it, man. I really dig this amp. It's pretty cool. It's got built-in delay, built-in distortion. I really like these new. I'm a tube amp guy. I like combos. I like simplicity. I don't like having to program junk. This thing's cool. It's got built-in delay. It's got built-in reverb, effects. Very simple to use. That's what I like, man. I really like the simplicity of just plugging in. And I always say this, man. I don't want to see you programming amps. I'm not into Kempers. I'm not into all that junk, man. It's too much work. I'm not interested in that. I want to focus on playing guitar. So I appreciate an amplifier that has it built-in effects, a tube type of tone, you know. Why do we go on stage with a backpack on? I've never been asked that question before, bro. That's very, very different. Yeah, I just used to wear a backpack. Wasn't a big deal, man. The fans all made it a big deal. It was never a big deal to me, dude. It was never a big deal. It was never just, I put it on, I played guitar. You know, there's more bigger deals out there in this world, like putting leather pants on that, you know, annoy you and are uncomfortable, or putting makeup on that's uncomfortable, or dreadlocking your hair. I can't imagine how much work goes into doing that. You know, I just put a backpack on, played guitar. No big deal, you know. And I stopped wearing it because people were focusing on that more than my guitar playing, and I would like people to listen more. So that's how it went down, you know. But hey, thank you for being interested. That is pretty cool. But I want people focusing on what I'm doing on the guitar. That's really what I love. That's my passion, is guitar, you know. Any more questions, guys? Anybody got any more questions here before I get out of here? What made me return to El Nino? So basically, obviously a lot of things have changed. Well, right on, Shake Your Booty. I'm glad you thought it was cool. I may bring it back. I may wear the book bag again, just to, you know, if enough people online say we want to see you with the book bag with El Nino, I'll probably wear it just to make everyone happy, because I do appreciate the fans. I do listen to the fans. You know, if people want something, it's not a big deal for me to put it back on again for these El Nino reunion shows coming up. So if enough people request it, I'll do it for you guys, okay? But I just hope everyone still is hopefully appreciating what I'm doing on guitar. But yes, I will wear the book bag again if enough people request it. Yes, I will. What brought me back to El Nino? Well, basically, you know, this year was a very, very life-changing, eye-opening year for me, for everybody, obviously. And a lot of changes, obviously. I've been saying a lot lately, there was a lot of changes in Soulfly these last couple of years, and also a lot of changes in El Nino. And, you know, basically, El Nino is not the band it was when I quit back in 2002. Soulfly's not the band it was when I joined around '03, '04. So it just, things happen, man. And reunions are, I think, something when the environment is right, the fans want it. Um, Obviously, the entire internet, all social media, people are very excited about my return to El Nino, and that's all that matters. To the two or three people maybe that have something to say about it, they're just jealous, those people, because maybe reunions aren't happening in their life for whatever reason. It's none of my business. Um, but this is a really cool thing that me and the other guys in El Nino, like Dave and Laz, original members, were able to meet up and hang out, and talk about a lot of things and reconnect. And I think it's a beautiful thing, and it's going to be a beautiful thing. And you guys are very excited for it, obviously, because it's all over all social media that this is happening, and a lot of people are excited for it. So that makes me excited for it, and it's motivating me um, to really work hard and make a great new El Nino record, which I'm very excited. All my hard work and shredding will now be on this new El Nino record, so I'm excited for that. And I think well, thank you, Shake Your Booty. Thank you. I'm glad you like that record. The one thing I will say though, also, El Nino always gave me writing credit. More of my problems was personal, and it was, if anything, it was with the old singer. Because I never really reconnected with him. But the other guys I have, and we're very cool now. A lot of mature talking went on, a lot of hanging out, reconnecting, reminiscing. But what I will say is that I always got my publishing checks from El Nino. They always did right by me when it comes to writing and giving me writing credit. Look, it is what it is. Soulfly never did that. So, that has a lot to do with why during this pandemic, the El Nino guys, Laz and Dave, reached out to me, asked how I was doing. During this pandemic, I was still getting checks in the mail, not a lot of money, but something, to get me through the pandemic. So it just had me really thinking, so when El Nino asked me, hey man, do you want to do this? Can we do this reunion live video? That's right, Mark Anthony Cage never got writing credit. It's just part of the deal. It is what it is, That's how that's how that band operates. But anyway, so you got me off the. So, when this all was going on, the guys reconnected with me, and we did this reunion video in Hoboken, New Jersey, which is where I live nearby. You got it, bro. I'll sign whatever you want. And we did the reunion with the new singer Marcos, who I've known for a long time. He's an incredible singer. I've always wanted to work with Marcos, the new singer in El Nino. And it was great, dude. It went awesome. It felt great to play those old songs, to jam, to catch up, hang out with my old friends, hang out with, everybody. And then me and Laz started hanging out a lot. He's got a great studio down in Hoboken near where I live. And we were talking about my solo records, recording my new records there, which we're doing. And then, the opportunity came up where we were like, listen, man, why don't you just come back and we'll make a new record. We'll do a Revolution, tour, play that Revolution record in its entirety. Well, thank you, Tesla ID. I appreciate that, bro. You guys have all spoken. Everyone's happy about it, Again, there's like three people that are not happy about it. They have alternative motives, and I could care less, because none of these people are going to ever come up to me and say this stuff in person. It's only on the internet. And it's been nothing but love from you guys, and I love you guys for that you guys see what's going on and are excited for my return to El Nino. And that makes me excited. And again, I'm going to work very hard for you guys to put on a very professional show. Of course, if enough people request they want to see me with the book bag, I'm going to put the book bag on. People are asking me, you can do the spin kicks. Of course I'm going to do the spin kicks. I never stopped doing them. I took a little break from doing them a lot, but I will get back to doing that because that's part of what you probably know me for. And I don't mind doing that for you guys. You guys rule. So yes, it's going to be a fun reunion. And this new El Nino record, I promise you, is going to blow you guys away. What is my ethnicity? Somebody in Russia wants to know. I'm Italian. Italian, a little bit of Irish, European descent, Italian, mostly Italian. So yeah, that's what's going on, man. I'm super excited for this El Nino reunion because I know you guys are excited. So again, that makes me excited. So this is good stuff, guys. This is good. And again, this is a different band. It's a different era of El Nino, and I'm 100% into it, man. I dig it. Right on. Well, I'll be doing all that stuff, dude. People ask me, "You're gonna still jump?" I'm gonna come even harder. I'm coming out guns blazing. I'm in better shape now at 44 than when I was 24. So you're damn right. I'm gonna be coming out doing the jumps and doing my thing. It's my Mrs. Pepper Potts. Remember how Iron Man had a tech person? I got my own tech person. It's good stuff. So, cool, guys. Well, thank you. Again, you guys have spoken. I really appreciate all your comments and support during this last year, and gonna make it up to you, man. I can't wait to hit the road soon with all my projects. We're getting ready to do this Hail the Horns in November, which I'm very excited for, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and then getting ready to finish recording this new El Nino record, man. So these are good times, man. A lot of good stuff going on, man. It's crazy how life sometimes puts you in situations and you got to make decisions and you got to do what you got to do. And thank you, bro. You guys in Russia, your names are in the Russian lettering, and I want to say your name, but I can't read Russian. It's obviously a different style of writing, different language. Sorry. I'll call you Jim or Bob. How about that? Or Comrade. Comrade. Thank you, Comrade. Spasibo, comrades in Russia. You guys are great. I love Russia. So, yeah, man. It's all good stuff, guys. I plan on keep kicking ass, man. Rocking out, doing my thing, man. So, boom. Am I coming to Dallas? Bro, I'm in Dallas all the time, dude. I was in Dallas like 6 times this year. But I will be back very soon. Yes. I always play over in Fort Worth, Texas, at the Rail Club. My good friend Chris Pallone runs that club. He's a very good friend. Him and Warren Garza, those are my brothers down in Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas. And I'm always playing at the Rail Club, so you can always find me there. And if I'm not playing there, I'm hanging out there. Those are my buddies down there, man. That's home for me. So, cool. All right, guys. Everybody have a great day. I'm getting ready to do that podcast with Jamie Josta. I'm very excited for it. So, everybody have a great day. I'm your boy. Don't forget that. Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Qué pasó, amigo? Ivan and vodka. No more vodka, bro. No more. No mas. Those days are over for me, my friend. And the world is a safer place for it. I promise you that. Come with Italy. Yeah, we'll come to Italy soon, man. I got family in Italy, so I love my Italia familia. So, cool. El disco que canta la guitarra. Well, Killing Inside is mi favorito canción con Cavalier Conspiracy. Es mi favorita. Yo tengo mucho inscriba música para Killing Inside. Es mi favorito solo. The riffs. Sí. Claro que sí. Okay, everyone. Ciao. Have a great day. Peace.